one. I'm on doxycycline for endometriosis and two others for issues going on in that general area. Yeah. No, I'm like my mom had the whole big pelvic organ prolapse situation, so I'm just like, great, even more things to look forward to. Luckily, my estrogen positive breast cancer made eating the baby factory necessary, but being in menopause at 34 was rough. 9 years later, and I still haven't planed out with the hot flashes. Jackie, I legitimately, I'm like, am I in perimenopause now? Because like the hot flashes at night, like, are insane. I will wake up and just be like soaked, like just sweat through everything, like have to peel it off of yourself. And I'm like, well, that's new. That's fun. But my goodness gracious. I definitely am looking forward to when all of my hormonal bullshit is no longer a big deal. Wait, is that? Oh, that explains a couple of things. Cam, are you two flop sweating like as if you had like fucking oh, what is it called? Well, any sort of really intense fever, but I'm thinking specifically about like encephalitis or something. Oh my god, whenever I see the general organ prolapses and patient chart, I clench everything below my waist in terror. Yup. Yup. So I'm just like, cool, awesome. I hate that. Why am I sudden sweating like a racehorse in the middle of the night? Hi, welcome to the club. Yeah, welcome. It's so funny, like in the past however many years, like people have started being like, actually, it appears that perimenopause, like the onset of it, can be earlier than we previously thought. Much like the window on when young AFAB people begin to start menstruating, the window on perimenopause and menopause period are changing. And it's like one of those things where I'm just like, Jesus, fuck. Maybe longer. I know. And you know what? We would know so much more about this shit if it happened to men and they actually funded research and, development for different types of treatment, etc. The PCOS, yeah. Oh my god, can you imagine funding research? Kip, I really appreciate the guys who start to educate themselves and then they start to get really freaked out when they're like, what do you mean we just don't know much about this or that we haven't paid money to research it? Or, and it's like, yep. For a lot of people in power who decide where research, efforts, money, allocation goes, just isn't important. Ugh. I started menstruating at 10, so maybe that will mean earlier menopause. I think it's the opposite. The earlier you menstruate, the later it goes away. Really? I wish menstruation was something that you could do on command. That one change would make the world so much more sense. A guy tries to get too handsy, hit him with the old squid defense. Please, Nick. Please. Yeah, let me just yeet my uterine lining at you to escape. Uh, Damn, imagine if instead the politicians saying, well, we don't know how much, so we'll just go with common sense. We actually said, oh, we need more info. Let's fund that. I know. It's like, I remember, I was sitting down talking with, you know, a couple of, cis dude friends of mine, and we were describing because like one of them made a joke about like, oh yeah, it sucks, like, for AFAB people, you essentially, like, ever since we got split up, that day and we got to go to recess and you had to sit and learn about getting periods. And then, like, two of us started talking about endometriosis because two of us sitting there had endometriosis, had trouble getting diagnosed. And then another one of our friends had PCOS, polycystic ovary syndrome. And this man, bless him, who was sitting here talking with us was like, wait a minute. You, like, live your life like you go to work, like when you have your period, and you have endometriosis or you have PCOS, like you have to exist in the world. And we're all like, yes. And he was just like so fucking horrified. And he was like, men would literally never live like this. And I was just like, yeah, pretty much. My mom had a friend that pulled her tampon out and hit her ex with it.